Alrighty, everyone. Today we're going to make a table on. We'll do it editing. We'll also show how to do it on CodePen as well. All right, so let's take a look at how we're doing it. So if you remember from the lecture from yesterday, we're going to make a table. And we're going to do it with the table tag, of course. Tables are made out of columns, up and down, and rows, for the horizontal part. We've got your table tags. You set up your tables. Let's our browser know that we're making a table. Opening tag, closing tag. Stuff that goes in the table goes inside. Don't forget to indent the stuff that goes inside your table. Then we're gonna set up our rows. So our rows, remember, are all the horizontal stuff, right? So think of every row as a separate kind of a section of data, separate piece of data, and that are grouped together. All right. So here we've got a table with one row, two TD tags, table data tags. So this would end up looking like one row with two columns. Like this: hello, goodbye. Left aligned by default. We've got the table head tags. These will set up your whatever text you put in a table header tag and make them bold and centered. So usually they're going to be like the labels for your different columns. So here I've got a TH month, TH day, month, day. You see it's bold and centered automatically. You can style your table. This is how you would do it in HTML with like the style attribute, and then here we have the border where the value is border 1 pixel solid black. And we're going to style our tables with CSS, as we're advanced students, and we don't have to do everything in line. We keep our CSS and our content separate. Our style and our content should be separated. Border collapse is a nice attribute to use in our CSS, where we can, unless you want it, where you have like the space between the borders of your different elements. Padding, if you want to add in some padding, remember it goes for your CSS box model. It goes content in the middle, whether it's a paragraph, some text, an image, whatever it is, however much space that takes up. And then around that, then we have our padding. And then a border after that, and then margin. So content, padding, border, margin. This should be like a mnemonic device that we can use to remember that. It probably is, but I didn't look it up yet. Again, some of the values for these could be 0. You might not have any padding. You might have no. You might not have a border. You might not have any margin. Text align. So if you want to have your text aligned to the left, so you would do it like this. If you want it centered, then it would be text align center. If you want it to the right, then it would be text align right. Yeah, we're going to be doing this in CSS, we're not going to do our styling inline. And then if you want to go ahead and make your a column span more than one column, say for example, you have like I don't know, you want some stuff to overlay. Like I said, this would look or span more than. I'm not explaining this well, but let's take a look at some examples, and that might help you out. So here, for example, we have this one over here. This telephone thing spans 2 different rows. This would be a row span of 2. You look over here, this row over here, row span of 2. And the same thing with the column span. Here we have this telephone spans 2 columns. I don't have to worry about the resolution for this. We'll worry about that later. I think once we get to the big one over here, it makes sense. So let's take a look at our activity. We have to have opening and closing table tags, at least 4 table rows, 1 header for each row. One of your rows must contain an image, or a column, I should say. Yeah, or a column. I don't care. As long as we have 4 images or 3 images, I don't care too much about where you put it, unless it doesn't make sense. And you have to style. Style your table All right, with at least 3 different properties. Not too difficult. Well, I say it's not too difficult, but I've got practice. So let's take a look. I'm going to do mine in Edity first. Oops, I got to type it correctly. Let's go to Edity. Maybe edity.com. I got to put in the www. All right. Just log in. Sign in with my DOE stuff. I'm going to put a new project. Take a sip of soda while I do that. All right. I'm going to open up my folder first thing. I'm going to rename it from blank to HTML. Oops. HT. I can't type. My cable's in the way. Move out of the way, cable. Charging my headphones. Had to sneeze. All right. So I can go ahead and close this now. I'm going to open up the blank project. Okay. So over here I've got my blank project. I'm going to go ahead and call this, let me zoom in this a little bit so you can see a little bit better. I know I got the ultra wide screen and all that. You can see a little bit better this way. Give it a title. HTML tables. Here we go. Wonder if for whatever reason the preview does not work on this in Edity. I don't know what they changed, but it doesn't work. Like if you click on the preview over here, it works, right? Blank is red. But over here, like I said, the preview over here, it doesn't work. I don't know why. All right. As far as like the CSS doesn't connect correctly. So I'm going to make HTML tables. I'll give it a label. All right. Let me zoom in on this a little bit. Oops. I hit Control plus. So maybe you can see what it is. Again, I don't need the JavaScript. A little bit bigger. Oops. Wrong button. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is make a table. All right. Now inside that table, I have to have 4 table rows. Inside of that, we're going to have the first one. We're going to have 4 sets of table header tags. Because remember, the one up top of your first row is going to be your headers. Oops. What did I do? Click. Oh, did I lose my connection? I got to reload. It's annoying. All right. Yeah. All right. All right. Copy this. Editor loses this connection a lot. This is why I like. I've been preferring CodePen for these projects. So now I've got my first table, my first row with some table headers. I don't have any data inside of it yet, right, but I will soon. Now let's make my next row. All right, this one I'm gonna just copy this one. Oops, not tr. It could make a row inside of a row, but I don't want to do that. I want T8 TD. Remember, the rest of your cells should be table data cells with 4 different cells. Where the THs and the TDs are going to make up the columns. So I'm going to take this, copy this. All right. So now I've got my tables. I've got my header over here. And I've got 4 rows. Just close this. I don't need this JavaScript. I'm not going to be using JavaScript today. So I've got my table, open and closing tags, first row with my table header tags. Then I've got another row with table data. Oops, this one did not get indented correctly. Second row, and then the third row. Well, technically 4 rows because the first row is table header tags. All right, so let's take a look at what do I want my table to be about. I'm going to make my table about, I don't know, Pokemon. So I'm going to go ahead, change this from HTML tables to Pokemon cards. I don't know a lot about Pokemon, especially the card game, but that's fine. All right, we'll say species, type of we'll say, I don't know, rarity. Is that a thing? I might have to change that one. And then last one will be image. I don't know. We'll change that later. All right, is the preview working? Not yet. Let's take a look at the preview. Maybe it'll show up here. Might not be syncing. Did we lose it? Well, if you think you might have lost your connection to editing, what I suggest you do is copy everything and then hit reload and see if it lost anything. Yeah, we lost a bunch of stuff. All right, so let's do this. Let's paste the stuff we just have. All right, maybe it'll show up this time. Nope, still didn't go. Did we lose our connection again? This is why I'm not liking editing. Let's hit refresh. Let's see if we lost it again. I mean, in theory, it works pretty well, but the connection issues and all that kind of stuff just make it not want to work correctly sometimes. The preview doesn't work right. So, I mean, it can be good. Still not working, huh? Nope. It says it's ready, but nothing's happening here. Let's hit the preview one more time. Nope, still not working. I don't know why it's not working. Alright, well, let's forget editing then. Sorry, editing. We'll do it in CodePen. Alright, let's make a new pen. I call this HTML tables 2 because I've already done it in, one time before. Alright, so let's set up an H1, right? Let's label it. Let's call this, let's not make it about Pokemon. Let's make it about, speaking about, I don't know, Hearthstone cards. My favorite game. Alright, now I'm going to make a table. You don't really need a space. Oops, I gotta put it in my arrows though. Alright, now I'm gonna put in a table row. Inside of that, I'm gonna put in a TH. I'm gonna put in 4 of these. And then put in my closing TR tag. See, now, at least it does that part. It like indents it properly for you. All right, now I'm going to do another table row. And inside of that, I'm going to put in TD tags. Whoops. I must have clicked the button. All right, again, 4 inside of that. All right. So I'm going to copy this a couple more times. So I have to have, remember, 4 columns, 4 rows altogether with 4 columns. Oops, I didn't do the, there we go. Make sure these are all lined up nicely. All right, great. And then I'll put in my closing table tag. All right, let's save it. So I've got an H1. my heading. I've got a table. Inside my table, I've got 1, 2, 3. I can make this a little bit bigger. Whoops. 4 rows. Then I got my closing table tags. I don't have any content in my table yet, but I will do that real soon. All right. So the first thing I'll do is, I don't know, I'll do name of card. And I'll do, I don't know, the class. And I'll do the expansion. Then I'll do card art. What the card actually looks like. You see in my preview, I've got name of card, class, expansion, and card art. Now it's not spaced out very well, but that's fine. We're going to change that later. So first card, I'm going to put in Leroy Jenkins. You may have heard of him before. So the next one, I'm going to go down to the next row instead of the first one because I'm doing the columns first. All right, so the next one is going to be, let's do Lotheb. Then I'll do Dr. Boom. So now I've got 3 cards over here. The next thing I have to go is class. Leroy Jenkins is a neutral card. Lotheb is also neutral. And Dr. Boom, they're all neutral. I'm going to pick some cards that are not neutral. Well, definitely want, let me just pick some different ones. Let's do, I don't know, Tyrion Fordring. Alright, that is a Paladin card. And then let's do, I want another class card. Let's do, let's do Dr. Boom. Let's do the hero card. Dr. Broom. Dr. Boom. Alright. That is a warrior card. Alright. Then the expansion that these guys came in. Alright, so let's look up, I gotta find out some information. Leroy Jenkins, Hearthstone card. Alright. It's from the original set. So we'll back over here. Right? Leroy Jenkins is from the original set. Tyrion Fordring is also from the original set. And Dr. Boom is from, I think, maybe Goblins versus Gnomes. I'll have to double check. Alright, we'll worry about that one later. Alright, so let's get our Leroy Jenkins. Actually, let me look up Dr. Boom, hero card, Hearthstone. Let's get all these things set up. Dr. Boom, mad genius. I want the card art. That's not what I want. Dr. Boom. Warrior, because he's a warrior card. Whoops. Quit it. That's fine, alright. Boomsday Project. Get the name of the actual expansion? I don't remember. Let's put in Boomsday Project. Doesn't matter too much. I don't care too much about the accuracy of your information. I just care about the way that the table looks. Alright, and that is Boomsday Project. Alright, so now I gotta set up my images. I'm gonna put in some blank image tags. Image source equals Then I'll put in the quotation marks for where we're going to get the URL for our images. And then I'll put in the alt text. Whoops, like this. All right. Remember, image tags are self-closing tags. There's no like slash image. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go here. So the last cell is going to be our images. And since image tags can be kind of long sometimes, I'm going to give it its own row here inside our CodePen editor. All right, so I'm going to go, let's go to Leroy Jenkins. Where's the actual picture of Leroy Jenkins? All right, let's go to Google. Leroy Jenkins card art. Let's go to images here. Golden, of course. All right, let's copy image address. Let's make sure that this image address is okay. That's fine. All right. Let's paste that. Let's put in Leroy Jenkins for our alt text. All right, now let's do Tyrion Fordring card art. And close these. I don't need these. Golden, of course. All right. Go back over here to our table. Put in the right one. Paste. Tyrion Fordring. And lastly, we want Dr. Boom. Make sure we get the warrior one. This is the one we want. All right. All right, Boomsday Project. All right, make sure I got that right. All right. That's it. Paste. Dr. Boom. Mad genius. All right, let's take a look at our preview. Make sure everything looks fine. All right. So we got this image from a different source, so it's not going to look the greatest. That's what I was trying to say. Let's make our images all a certain size. All right, let's do height, I don't know, 200 pixels. And width, I don't know, 150 pixels or something. Now they're all the same size. Okay. Let me see. Let's make our table. Let's center our table. All right. Margin left. Auto. Margin right. Auto. There we go. Now we've got this. Let's make our H1. Let's center that one too. It's gonna be text, align, center, and that should center. There we go. All right. Now let's give our table a border. Border, 1 pixel, solid black. Now we got it. All right. Let's give our table data cells a border. 1 px solid black. Now here we've got a little bit of space between. You see there's like the space between. Let's zoom in a little bit. Space between these cards over here. I mean between the different TD cells. So let's fix that. In our table, let's do, I mean, it's not really a fix. Maybe you like it like that. Border, collapse, collapse. See, now there's no space. But now let's see, our text is kind of like right up against the border. Let's give our table a little bit of padding. Let's just give our table data cells. Let's do padding. I don't know, 15 pixels. See how that looks. Like a little space, nice. Let's center our text. Now you notice that the headings, they don't have borders around them because we just styled our TD tags, right, to have a border of 1 pixel. We didn't do our THs. You could do TD, comma, TH like that, right? And now the TD, the table data, and the table headers have the same CSS. So you see now they've got the same thing. They got the same style over here. We could change, I don't know, the font family to, I don't know, Tahoma. If you like, we could do font dash size, I don't know, 32 pixels. Try that. That looks nice. We could do lots of different things, all right? Maybe we want to change just the TD, what's it, nth child? Let's try this, see if it works. 2. Background dash color gray. See if it does anything. Didn't do anything. Maybe get rid of the space. There we go. All right. Let's make that, change that to TR, and see now every. Let's change this to, I don't know, 3. There we go. Yeah. This should do like that. This one over here, that's fine. So this would be like every third row. This is first row, second row, third row. We change this to 2. Whoops. 1, 2. I don't know why I just didn't do this one over here. Let's get rid of that. That's a good idea, but we can mess around with that later. Okay, well, you get the idea. Let's do our H1 too. Let's change this to font family. Change this to Tahoma as well. Color, I don't know, red. And font dash size. Let's make it, I don't know, 48 pixels. Nice and big. Let's take a look at what our end result here. So I've got H1. Again, you don't have to have a heading on here if you don't want. I did. Then I've got I got my first row with my table headers in it. Remember, the table headers automatically makes your text bold. See, I didn't put anywhere in my CSS to make these bold. It does it automatically. And you can change that in your CSS if you don't want to. If you don't want them to be bold for whatever reason. But then why are you making them table headers? I don't know. And then then we've got our first row over here, which is Leroy Jenkins, class is neutral, expansion, original set, and then I've got my card art. Same thing for Tyrion, Dr. Boom, Mad Genius. Let me change this one. Dr. Boom, Mad Genius. Whoops, why did I do that? There we go. Look at my code over here. So I've got my H1, which is this right here. I've got my table tags, opening and closing. My first row right here, which is this stuff. Which is, sorry, this stuff over here, the table headers. Remember, table headers, again, make your text bold and centered. Name of card, class, expansion, card art. Name of card, class, expansion, card art. It could be a little bit confusing sometimes when you think about it, because, I mean, we're typing it, you know, one after another, so it looks horizontal. I mean, it looks vertical when we're typing it. But remember, it's going vertical. I got that backwards. It looks horizontal. It looks vertical when we're typing it, but it goes horizontal. It goes from left to right. Then our next row, we got my Leroy Jenkins row.
Charge complete.
Leroy Jenkins. All right, over there. The next row, my Tyrion Fordring row. And then the last row, my Dr. Boom row. Remember, you should have an image. I don't care what column you put it in, or you could even do it like in the top one column, I mean the top row, and then do text underneath each of them. However you want to set it up. As long as your table makes sense, that's all that really matters. And you have an image, and you've got some TH tags. All right. For example, you could put your TH tags. You could be like, say, for example, you wanted your columns to go from left to right instead of, you know, up from top to bottom. You could do like the first, instead of doing all of your THs up top in the first row, you could do like the first thing in each row. You could make them a TH. Then all of these would be bold and centered, right? In which case you would have name of card over here, then class, expansion, and then card art. And then you put your data, you know, somewhere else in a different order. Remember, images are going to be image source equals, then the URL of wherever you're getting your image from, then your alt text, and don't forget to put your slash at the end. Don't put a slash image at the end or anything like that. All right, I've been recording for about a half an hour. That sounds a lot more than long enough. I'm sure I babbled on too long for you guys, but that's okay. I'd rather give you too much information than not enough. I hope this helps. I will see you guys tomorrow.